name is Harris Reed. I'm a gender fluid fashion designer, and we are currently in London preparing for my upcoming fashion show. This season is entitled 60 Years a Queen. So much of what I do has this regal elegance and this kind of nod to the monarchy and to kind of ruffs and larger than life silhouettes, but also at the same time it's quite club kid and quite like yes queen. And I kind of love this cross between, you know, London nightlife and the queer scene and this kind of reclaiming the regalness for yourself and for your identity and that juxtaposition between the two. So that really fueled, I think, the idea behind the silhouettes and the grandeur, but then also the sequined leggings and the upcycled crystal embellishments and the fabulous masks and the makeup that people are going to see at the show. It really had this cross-pollination between kind of monarchy and glamour and kind of club kid, queer, in your face, this is who the fuck I am. And that's really what kind of brought the collection to hopefully be something special. Darlings. Oh my god, it's looking so gorgeous.
I know.
So is this all that we have left to do?
Quarter of a leg.
We're gonna leave this, right, in case we have to take in like everything at the fitting. Oh my god, it's so pretty. The space that we create, really everything I do is really unconventional. We're in the Standard Hotel in London, and I've been so lucky to have an artist residency here. And it always feels quite surreal because even right now we're sitting in a hotel room, we literally pattern cut Adele's dress on the floor. We are making all the clothes for the collection on the bed. And it does get a bit tricky because a lot of my dresses won't fit through the doorways or, you know, fit anywhere. But it really does make it extra special and I think extra meaningful for what we do. People always think it's a massive, massive team because of just the amount of work we do. We really are just, you know, 6 of us in a room sewing and banging together, but what's beautiful is that we're so much larger than that because we have the internet. Oh my god, it looks so good! Yes! Oh, it's gonna be fantastic.
Yeah, I took a load of pictures of the lace one as well in the corridor on Philippa, so I can just WeTransfer those over to you a bit later.
Amazing.
So that you can have a look, and then you can see the pictures of kind of the process as well and get back to me on with any notes that you have.
Amazing. Okay, so I was kind of trying to deliberate what hat we kind of do, because there's kind of like this, or we go more like this. Gender fluidity is something I talk about a lot. For me, fluidity is living your most authentic self and your most bold self, breaking down the pre-existing boundaries and what society puts on us in your own way. And so really I've used that kind of force to go into everything and anything that I do. I chose fashion because it literally was something that was such a deep part of my life. I came out when I was 9 years old, as gay at the time. I remember feeling like so confused and so upset and so alone, and I remember literally going into like the attic and playing in a chest full of like my mom's Halloween costumes and probably my sister's clothes and kind of coming up with the identity, and I remember feeling like clothes actually helped me build back my armor and reclaim who I was. This season we're using a lot of new techniques and kind of different ideas in the collection process. I think in the past, we made everything in this hotel, and then before it was in my apartment through the pandemic, where now we kind of have a bit more means to now be working with amazing kind of artisans doing this kind of amazing body casting and these insane milliners, these incredible hats, and the materials all kind of dead stock from the Busangeli family in Italy. So it's just so much richer and so much more creative, and even kind of coming to the set, my really good friend Lucas Palumbo in New York has been kind of sending me images back and forth, and he's created this amazing queer cloud landscape. And so it's just a lot richer and I guess more technical. So I'm quite excited about the whole collection. What I love about fashion is the process, and people don't see that. I think they just think you do a sketch and it comes together. They don't see those collaborators, they don't see the heartache, they don't see all these kind of things that come into making literally a 6-minute fashion show. I think I'm never someone who is short of large ambition. So I think I'm getting quite nervous for the upcoming show because it is such a big production, it's such a big silhouette, it's just kind of really fucking loud and really grand and really in your face and really queer. So I'm really excited, but it's also a little bit nerve-wracking, thinking that the whole world's gonna see this, especially kind of kicking off Fashion Week. day of a show is a very weird one. I kind of just get quite quiet and quite observational and nervous, but it's quite beautiful because I feel like I was that bee that kind of ran around to all those different flowers to hopefully make them bloom into something quite magical and quite special. The London Fashion Week show went better than I could have ever imagined it would go, and I say it kind of in a disbelief sense because it still doesn't feel real. Very surreal and very incredible, and I think probably will still cry throughout the upcoming weeks while I'm kind of fully processing it, but it was really, really beautiful. So coming up, we have the V&A, which is quite extraordinary. I'm doing Fashion in Motion this year, which is, for people who don't know, kind of like a mini retrospective of your work. Going back through the work for this V&A show has been quite an emotional process because all those pieces, even leading into now, have been made with friends and collaborators in a very authentic, very real way. I think what I've learned looking at these pieces was that anything is really possible. I think seeing the work that's been hot glued, spray painted, hairsprayed, it shows that when there's a people that believe in you and a community that understands you and wants to see you thrive, anything can really happen and transpire and bloom and blossom, and that's been pretty surreal. I think it's gonna be quite exciting and quite moving and also maybe a bit controversial maybe for some people because it's always been women's wear, men's wear, now this is fluid. And with all this work, it really boils down to this moment that we all wait for, that I've always waited for ever since I was young, of just us feeling fully, completely, and utterly immersed in a world that we all dreamt of. And for 6 short minutes, we get to kind of live in a safe space of freedom and acceptance and love. And that's kind of what it's all about and why I do it.